This is the QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studio on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Andy Kerma. Thanks for joining us. Here are our top stories. As he addressed the 79th Ordinary Session of the United Nations General Assembly on Thursday, President Adama Barrow emphasized the need for the international community to renew its commitment to the resolutions established at the Summit of the Future. The third ordinary session of the 2024 legislative year wrapped up on Thursday, but MPs were unable to hold an adjournment debate, citing the absence of cabinet ministers. As the People's Republic of China marks its 75th anniversary, China's embassy in the Gambia hosted a reception at the OIC Conference Center on Wednesday. The Pharmaceutical Society of the Gambia on Wednesday joined the rest of the world to commemorate World Pharmacist Day under the theme Pharmacist Meeting Global Health Needs. UNGA, the CEO and founder of Women in Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics, WISTEM Gambia, has been honored as STEM Woman of the Year 2024 during the 9th Africa Digital Economy Awards held in Kenya. Those were the headlines, and now look at the stories in detail. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. As he addressed the 79th Ordinary Session of the United Nations General Assembly on Thursday, President Adama Barrow emphasized the need for the international community to renew its commitment to the resolutions established at the Summit of the Future. He also highlighted urgent global issues like climate change, poverty, transitional crimes, and conflicts requiring immediate action. Julian Jai analyzes the president's speech.
In his address to the United Nations General Assembly, President Adama Barrow said his delegation is convinced that a brighter future depends on multilateralism and enhanced international cooperation. The Gambian leader emphasized that through collective responsibility and inclusive participation, we can effectively tackle and overcome our challenges. President Barrow also highlighted the need to jointly endeavor to bridge the digital divide and support technology transfer for advanced development. He also spoke about the widening global inequalities.
These incidents underscore the urgent need for comprehensive reforms within the United Nations system, particularly the UN Security Council and the international financial institutions. We must equally strive for a more representative, just and inclusive United Nations to shape the world we so dearly want.
The Gambian leader says Gambia remains steadfast in its commitment to promoting human rights and establishing a vibrant democratic environment.
I am happy to report that since 2017, the Gambia has neither recorded a single political prisoner, nor has any journalist or human rights activist been jailed in the Gambia. Proudly too, in August 2024, the Gambia was recognized as one of Africa's leading defenders of freedom of expression and ranked third in Article 19's Global Expression Report 2024. We will continue striving to better our situation. Mr. President, as committed advocates of peace and security, respect for basic rights and freedoms, and the application of international law, we stand firmly against injustice, no matter where it occurs.
President Barrow added that the Gambia will continue advocating preventive approaches to peace building to avoid future conflicts. He further stated that the conflicts in Palestine, Sudan, the Sahel, Ukraine and Russia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Libya and other conflict zones demand the international community's immediate intervention.
We must explore all diplomatic means to restore lasting peace worldwide and free all innocent people, particularly women and children, from the calamities of war. We call on the international community to prioritize support for the post-conflict reconstruction of Gaza and the improvement of economic conditions in the West Bank, even though the situation in that region is extremely serious. The intense destruction of lives and property continues.
In echoing one of the most frequently mentioned pleas from this summit, President Adama Barrow called on the United Nations, the international community, and the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation member states to join forces and urgently bring about permanent peace in Palestine and other countries at war. For QTV News, I am Juldenyai.
The third ordinary session of the 2024 legislative year wrapped up on Thursday, but MPs were unable to hold an adjournment debate on the motion by the Deputy Majority Leader of the National Assembly, member for Old Yundum, citing the absence of cabinet ministers. Mamudu Gajaga reports from the National Assembly.
A motion put forward by Honorable Abdoulaye Cisse, Deputy Majority Leader and National Assembly member for Old Yundum, was put to vote, and the majority voted against it, signaling the end of the third ordinary session of the National Assembly in the 2024 legislative year. Many lawmakers expressed their discontent over the absence of ministers who were expected to answer questions about their ministry's work. As a result, the adjournment debate was adjourned without a specific date. Deputy Speaker Sidin Jai concluded the discussions with this statement.
Honourable members, as I said, it's important to follow due process and procedures. I was going to use Order 16 to adjourn the Assembly Sunday if the result was otherwise, as per the earlier motion moved. So we have to be patient and tolerant and allow process to continue. This Assembly now stands adjourned Sunday.
Earlier, Abdoulaye Cisse, the Deputy Majority Leader and National Assembly member for Old Yundum, provided a summary of the proceedings since the start of the third ordinary session of the 2024 legislative year.
Ministers reply to the report of the National Assembly Standing Committee on Public Enterprise, report on the activity and audited financial statements of the state-owned enterprises for the year 31st December 2019 and 2020 by the Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs. 2. Ministers reply to the report of the National Assembly Select Committee on Trade and Regional Integration, nationwide to selected markets.
Suwaibu Ture, the National Assembly member for Woodley East, remarked that discussions would be unproductive if cabinet ministers were not present to answer questions.
Under clause 53 C and D, B and C, to adjourn the Assembly Sunday without debate. Yes, because, Honorable Speaker, we will be speaking to ourselves and we cannot answer to ourselves. On that note, I thank you.
Earlier, there was a heated exchange between Gibim Balo, the National Assembly member for Lower Fuladu West, and Suleiman Saho of Central Badiwo, prompting Speaker Fabakary Tombonjata to intervene.
If the number for Badibu is telling that hell have been committed with a lot of bills, that is relevant to hell. They must be coming to that. That was a narrow-minded from him, and he was able to convince other members.
Honorable.
We vote on it. If you want, don't vote against it. But you are insulting us. You said any sensible person of the ABC. That's wrong. No, you should not. Even if it is withdrawn, it's wrong.
Honorable. You know, I have said over and over, let's avoid being emotional. Let's look at facts. At the end of the day, what this institution wants is the best of the lot. Please, honorable member.
The population bill, introduced by the Vice President on Monday, has been referred to a joint committee on gender, children and social welfare, as well as health, for further scrutiny. The National Assembly's ordinary session is set to resume in December. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
As the People's Republic of China marks its 75th anniversary, China's embassy in the Gambia hosted a reception at the OIC Conference Center, attended by the Vice President, ministers, National Assembly members and other prominent figures and partners, the event highlighted the growing cultural and developmental ties between China and the Gambia. Lena E. Gwenyuba tells us more.
On October 1st, 1949, at Tiananmen Square in Beijing, Mao Zedong declared the founding of the People's Republic of China. The proclamation, which was made after a long and brutal civil war against the Nationalist Party, marked the birth of a new nation under Communist Party rule. Since then, the People's Republic of China, PRC, transformed from a struggling agrarian nation into the world's second-largest economy, a leader in technology and a key global player. The country's transformation is unprecedented in modern times. Through a combination of socialism and economic pragmatism, China has lifted millions out of poverty, building vast infrastructure and advancing technological prowess in areas such as space technology, AI, and green energy. China's positive impact is being felt across Africa, including here in the Gambia. His Excellency Zhu Ningyu, Chargé d'Affaires at the Chinese Embassy in the Gambia, highlighted some of the work done by China in the Gambia.
Chinese agricultural experts are expanding technical assistance projects in the Gambia. Next month, we will harvest, for the first time, vegetables at the new established high-yield vegetable cultivation center in Jambanjelly. About 300 Gambian students have received Chinese government scholarships, and 2,000 officials and technicians at various levels have participated in exchange programs in China. Again, I would like to share with the audience, the embassy is working to establish consular and visa services locally to further facilitate exchanges between our two peoples. I hope next year, today, definitely, you don't need to go to Dakar to claim your visa.
China has been instrumental in various sectors including infrastructure, agriculture, education, and health. Projects like the construction of the National Assembly building, modernization of Banjul International Airport, and the OIC Conference Center, the venue for this reception, underscore China's role as one of the Gambia's key development partners. The Gambia's Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, emphasized the mutual benefit of this enduring partnership and expressed optimism for future collaborations aimed at national development.
Since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the People's Republic of China and the Gambia, our partnership has flourished, grounded in mutual respect, shared interests, and a common vision for progress. The Gambia remains committed to deepening its partnership with China, particularly in emerging areas such as green energy, disaster risk reduction, digital infrastructure, and innovation. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to the Chinese government and its people. We express our profound gratitude for their unwavering support and partnership in our development journey.
The Gambia Kung Fu Wushu Federation put on an impressive showcase of Chinese martial arts, symbolizing the cultural connection that further deepens the diplomatic ties between the two nations, a connection that goes from strength to strength. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Igwanyiba.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local news stories. Do stay tuned.
In a place where conviction meets compassion, Heritage Christian University College stands tall, shaping futures and societies. Here, creativity isn't just a concept, it's the fuel for social change. But it's not just about entrepreneurship, it's about nurturing a spirit of service and community. We instill in our students the values of leadership and giving back. Our graduates don't just earn degrees, they embody entrepreneurship, philanthropy, ethics, and global competence. Heritage is where innovation thrives amidst a serene environment, offering unparalleled experiences. Come, be part of our journey where creativity and community unite to shape a better tomorrow. Heritage Christian University College, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel-Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. The Bertel-Harding Highway is transforming transportation in the Gambia with new roundabouts and vehicular overpasses. But safety must come first. Standing along the road or at roundabouts to flag down taxis creates unsafe conditions and unnecessary traffic jams. Remember, always board taxis at designated taxi garages or the garas located at major traffic points. Drivers stopping in no stopping zones will be penalized. Let's keep our roads clear and safe. Together, we can ensure a safe and efficient journey for all.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. The Pharmaceutical Society of the Gambia on Wednesday joined the rest of the world to commemorate World Pharmacist Day at Westfield under the theme Pharmacist, Meeting Global Health Needs. Usman Jata has more.
World Pharmacist Day seeks to recognize and celebrate the crucial role that pharmacists play in building healthier communities everywhere. The Pharmaceutical Society of the Gambia is observing this crucial day by offering free blood sugar and blood pressure screening to the public. Dr. Useno Mahanira is the Public Relations Officer of the Pharmaceutical Society of the Gambia.
UNESCO declared the day as a World Pharmacy Day, which we celebrate every year. But for the Gambia, this is the first time we are celebrating it, and we are celebrating in a form of giving back to the community, which is screening the people and try to help them to know their status as far as non-communicable diseases are concerned. That's the reason today we gathered here. So we are celebrating in a form of giving back to the community by giving them a free health screening.
Pharmacists are an integral pillar of the healthcare systems in the Gambia. They are often the first point of contact for health advice and primary health care. Dr. Nyundo Jata is a clinical pharmacist working with the Ministry of Health. Dr. Jata is part of the team of pharmacists conducting screenings and patient counseling.
What we do here today is more of check their blood sugar and their blood pressure. After doing that, then we will then counsel them based on the findings of the results. Usually, most of them will come here. You realize that they are currently on medications of either antihypertensive or anti-diabetics. So what we do further is, if their blood pressure is within the normal range or above the normal range, we will then advise them to take the necessary steps in terms of the medication they are taking.
The operations manager of the Medicines Control Agency, Tijan Jallo, emphasized the importance of pharmacists and advises the need for regular screening.
So we deem it is a necessity for us to come up with this blood sugar testing and also high blood, as you know, which is the BP for hypertensive patients. We know the rationale behind it is in the country here, we know most of our people above 40 to 50 years or 60 years nowadays, all of them are most of them are either diabetics or hypertensives. And as the nutritionist will always say, let your food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food.
The Pharmaceutical Society of the Gambia is a professional organization representing pharmacists and the pharmacy profession in the Gambia. Pharmacists address the health needs of populations in many varied ways, including promoting disease prevention by administering vaccines, conducting healthcare screening, educating patients and helping to improve health literacy. Fatou Jiba is taking part in the screening to know her blood pressure and sugar levels. Here is what she makes of the screening exercise.
This screening exercise has benefited me, and I believe it will also benefit others. Recently, I did not understand my body, so I planned to visit the hospital. So while I was watching Dr. Jaz's health program on QTV, I heard about the screening exercise. After I was screened, the results showed that my blood pressure was very high. Therefore, I was advised to visit the hospital for a proper checkup and treatment to prevent further complications.
As part of activities marking World Pharmacist Day, the Pharmaceutical Society also donated cleaning supplies to the Tanka Psychiatric Hospital. Osman Chata, reporting for QTV News.
Kodu Jenge, the CEO and founder of Women in Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics, WISTEM Gambia, has been honored as STEM Woman of the Year 2024 during the 9th Africa Digital Economy Awards held on September 13th in Nairobi, Kenya. More with Lolly M. Kamara.
The Africa Digital Economy Awards celebrates Africa's most influential innovators, digital leaders and organizations that have significantly impacted the digital landscape. This prestigious event recognizes transformative achievements across various sectors, including fintech, healthcare, education, and agriculture, all of which are crucial for shaping the continent's future. Kodu Jenge says she dedicates this prestigious award to her parents and the Gambia and thanks those who supported her in her journey.
First of all, I would dedicate this award to my parents, as I always say, and I will also dedicate it to every girl in the continent who dares to dream and be a STEM leader. And this award also is dedicated to every other girl who is ready to contribute to the development of our continent through STEM.
Women in STEM Gambia focuses on empowering women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in the Gambia. Kodu Jenge highlights some of the challenges he faces in developing digital innovations.
Yes, some of the obstacles we encounter as women in STEM is going back to the school level. The students, they don't have good labs, which I am advocating for now. And I think government and the private sector should help the schools to come up with very good laboratories so that students can start working on these STEM areas at an early age. It will trigger their curiosity to work hard in these areas.
The Africa Digital Economy Awards attract a diverse audience of innovators and digital leaders from across the continent. According to the World Bank, Africa's digital economy is expected to contribute up to $180 billion to GDP by 2025, generating millions of jobs and opportunities, particularly for youth and women. Kodu Jenge has valuable advice for women and girls in STEM fields.
I will advise every girl, every parent to encourage their kids to study STEM courses, and these are areas that can help towards national development. It has helped other countries, and I'm sure with the level of intelligence within our students, if we support them just a bit, they can make great impacts, not only to Gambia, but to Africa at large. I would like to call on government, and we have seen the support of Ministry of Gender during the award, and I would like to call on other government agencies, because what we are doing aligns with what they are doing, and the private sector to help and support our cause. Once we have more girls in STEM, like we have, the population has more women than men. Once we have them on board, it will be very easy to develop our country.
Mrs. Jenge's recognition highlights her profound impact and leadership in advancing women's roles in STEM. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
The Ministry of Fisheries, Water Resources and National Assembly Matters, in collaboration with key stakeholders through the support of the FAO and the EU Sector Support Program, on Wednesday inaugurated the country's Maiden Fisheries Gender Desk Initiative. Here is Lamin Dabo.
The Fisheries Gender Desk aims to improve the contribution of women and youth to the fisheries sector, which is often poorly documented. This results in a relatively low capacity of fisheries officers and decision makers. Anambenga Cham, the Director of Fisheries, shed light on some of the aspects of the Fisheries Gender Desk Initiative.
Mainstreaming gender perspectives across the fisheries sector activities with champion women's empowerment, social inclusion, and human rights. And the objectives as follows: to provide capacity building programs for both men and women in the Gambia fisheries sector, to strengthen partnership with stakeholders to promote gender equality in the Gambian fisheries.
Marian Jaban Seka, the Director of Gender Equality and Women Empowerment, represented the Minister of Gender.
The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare has taken great strides in empowering Gambian women with the formulation and implementation of the Ministry's Strategic and Investment Plan 2021 to 2025.
Jennifer G. is the FAO Fisheries Gender Team Lead.
We must make women's and girls' contributions to fisheries and aquaculture much more visible and support work on this front within our own organizations, as well as when working with fishing communities. Giving women visibility and voice will help remove gender-based constraints, reduce inequalities, and promote inclusive economic growth and prosperity.
Mosibudi Rampidi, the FAO country representative, calls for effective collaboration for the success of the Gender Desk Initiative.
At FAO, gender equality is not just an aspiration, it is a fundamental pillar of our work and a cornerstone of sustainable development. The Fisheries Gender Desk is a clear manifestation of this commitment. Through this platform, we will work to ensure that women in the fisheries sector are empowered, their voices are heard, and that their rights are protected.
Mainstreaming gender perspectives across the fisheries sector's activities will champion women's empowerment, social inclusion, and human rights. Malan Dabo, the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Fisheries, presided over the launch of the Fisheries Gender Desk Initiative.
As we embark on this transformative journey, let us remember that real progress is born out of unity and collaboration. The ministry called upon all stakeholders, government, communities, and industry leaders to rally behind this initiative, champion diversity, and support a future where every individual, regardless of gender, has the opportunity to strive and succeed.
The Fisheries Gender Desk program aims to improve fisheries policies and management practices and developing the capacity of fisheries institutions to ensure sustainable fisheries management. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alaifandindabo.
Well, that's all we have for you in this bulletin. Join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.